This is Todd Wall of Aquatongue Media, and there's an article I want to discuss. I saw it on Realtor.com actually, and it was titled "Kevin Spacey Refusing to Leave $5.6 million Baltimore Condo After Foreclosure Auction." Kevin Spacey is allegedly refusing to leave. Again with these in quotations. I'm not sure why refusing to leave is in quotations here, but he's refusing to leave his $5.6 million Baltimore condo weeks after the lavish property was sold off in a foreclosure auction. The 65-year-old actor revealed back in June that he was being forced to sell off the 9,000 square foot home at the end of July in a bid to help cover the hefty legal fees from his 2023 sexual assault trial. He was ultimately acquitted of all charges, but earlier this year, he tearfully told talk show host Piers Morgan that the court battle had drained his finances, admitting, "I still owe a lot of legal bills that I have not been able to pay." Spacey's home was put on the auction block in late July when it was purchased for $3.2 million. So that's quite a bit lower than what he paid for it, by real estate investor Sam Asghari. At the time, Asghari's identity was not made public, with reports noting it had been bought by an anonymous, again in quotations, an anonymous businessman. However, Asghari has now revealed himself as the mysterious buyer and has come forward to accuse Spacey of refusing to vacate the Baltimore home, claiming the actor has requested that he be allowed to remain in the property for another 6 months, rent-free. That's kind of interesting. So here's a picture of the property. You can see basically it's right on the edge of the water. It's in downtown Baltimore. You can basically see here another picture. I think this is an old picture from 2017, looking from the inside out onto the harbor. You can see buildings being built across the harbor. So just for those of you who don't have a sense of Baltimore, this is basically Baltimore, and as I scroll in here, this area here where I'm circling with my mouse, that basically is essentially where Kevin Spacey's property is. And for those of you who aren't familiar with downtown Baltimore, this is kind of one of the nicest parts of Baltimore. There's a lot of tourist attractions here. The National Aquarium is very close by up here. This area is referred to as the Inner Harbor. Lots of restaurants, lots of tourists that would come down here, packed in the summertime. So, a pretty desirable area. I know the thing that's interesting about Baltimore is, this area, there's a high concentration of, tourists, so it's relatively nice. But as you walk, blocks or not too far away from this area, it kind of, gets a little more dangerous, a little more dicey. This area is really kind of concentrated. The tourists are really kind of concentrated in this downtown area. But if you go much further, if you go far away from downtown, the area begins to become a little bit unsafe. It's interesting that he bought this property in this area. I'm not sure what would exactly attract him to this area. You don't typically think of a Hollywood star, wanting to live in Baltimore. But hey, this is where he chose to buy. So he's going back to the article. Spacey's refusing to leave. He wants 6 months to leave. Realtor.com has contacted Spacey's spokesperson for comment. However, one of his lawyers denied the allegations in an email, saying the allegation is false. So basically, Spacey's spokespersons are saying that this allegation that Spacey is refusing to vacate and wants an additional 6 months is not true. The property at the center of this latest controversy is understood to have been purchased by Spacey for $5.6 million in 2017, the same year he was first accused of sexual misconduct. At the time, representatives for the actor strongly denied that he had bought the home, and his then manager claimed that the condo belonged to him and not his client, not Spacey, but was owned by the manager, a gentleman named Evan Lowenstein. However, when the property ended up on the auction block, Spacey's identity as its true owner was confirmed once and for all. The impressive 5-story abode, which is in the exclusive Piers home at Harborview Community, sits at the end of the pier and provides stunning views across the harbor. So here's some additional pictures. This is the kitchen, which looks very nice. There's a room here, again, very impressive view looking at the harbor with a pool. It looks like a dedicated billiard room. They're referring to it as a billiard room. So it's a combination of 2 townhouses and features. So it looks like it might have actually been re-engineered. Maybe initially it was 2 houses and they re-engineered it and made it 1. It's a combination of 2 townhouses and features 6 bedrooms and 7 full bathrooms and 3 half baths. Other amenities include a home theater, sauna, an elevator, a billiard room, and a chef's kitchen. Multiple decks, including a 76-foot roof deck with a spa, offer residents the chance to enjoy panoramic views of the area. The home is also equipped with a 4-car garage. So the article just kind of continues a little bit more detail about the auction itself. But so it's interesting that this has happened to Kevin Spacey. I'll be on the lookout for more news on this article, whether in fact he is looking to stay for 6 months or whether this is just kind of jockeying on the part of the person who bought it. But in any event, I appreciate you listening to me discuss this article. If you have any comments, please add them to the comment section below, and have a good day.